Well, even with all the buildings along the Las Vegas Strip and all the action here, this is one of the city's biggest attractions. Allegiant Stadium opened back in 2020.
Hi again, everyone. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, we look at the Raiders here entering play, and losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Bears, they were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched
fall is in the air, and the NFL season is in full swing, and we're underway here in Week 4.
And he takes this near the 25, just a little pass there, call it the 26.
So here comes the Raiders offense now onto the field. And they're led out by their mobile quarterback out of West Virginia. It's Geno Smith.
And no excitement unless you're on the defensive team of last week in his numbers, because the only excitement he really generated was the one interception he threw.
Yeah, no touchdown passes.
Yeah, and his team wasn't real thrilled about that. And they lost the game. So I know this week has been tough on him because he's been working hard. Fundamentals, footwork, finding the right targets. And bottom line, how do they get a win?
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
They go back to the ground, this time Mostert.
And again, the run defense stout this time. He maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage, but no more. 3 and out, a real danger here on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 12. Throwing now is Geno.
And that's going to be incomplete. But, man, his first throw, that nearly went the other way. Instead, it's 4th down.
Here's A.J. Cole now to punt this one away. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. It's taken to the 26. It's a 47-yard punt, but they did give up 10 on the return. And the Bears take over. So now we'll get a look at the other offensive unit as they come out for their first possession. And they will be led out by their signal caller in his 2nd year in the NFL now.
And he's been playing at an elite level here in this early half of the season. Tops in the league in touchdown passes at this point. This is definitely a wide-open offense, so we'll see if he can keep his string of good games going right here.
Holding offense.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty.
To throw, it's Williams. The throw here, right sideline, falls incomplete. You look at this Raiders defense.
They've been pretty good against the pass. Not amazing, but good. Number 13 in the league.
I think if you talk to their head coach, you'll get a nice answer about how much he likes his team and what they're doing. But at the end of it, he would admit there's definitely room to improve.
Oh, a tough situation to overcome here. 3rd and 17. Throwing is Williams. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line.
Well, following the play now, they're going to stop the clock here as a man is shaken up. We'll take a break and get a report from Vegas after this.
So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 45-yard line.
Looking to throw is Williams.
And the Raiders have got him.
Devin White defeating the offensive line and getting to the quarterback.
A few issues here on the offensive line. Apparently, he got sacked 5 times last week. They got to him here in the first quarter.
And I would think that running the ball would be paramount here because it's a different team they're facing, but they watch the film as well. So they'll take many of those same principles and try and apply them in this game to see if they fixed what was wrong with them in the last game.
1st and 2nd down were a disaster. Both went backwards. Now it's 3rd and 18. They need something big. Now they set up the screen. That's complete.
And he gets this only to the 41. Not near enough for the first.
It'll be a pickup of 13, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. Here comes the Bears punter now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. He punted 5 times in the win last week as this one's away.
Second drive of the game coming up for this Las Vegas offense. And they will start this drive with just terrible field position, backed up inside their own 5.
But we have seen teams be bold here and take shots, right? Sometimes you go max protection, make it a one-receiver route, and take your shot downfield and see what happens. And occasionally, we've seen success occur.
Now he's able to break through 1 tackle, but it slowed him down enough that he could only manage getting back to the line of scrimmage. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And again, he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. Officially nothing on that one, no gain, so they're left with still 10 to go on 3rd down. Up the middle they go with Mostert.
And he's not going to get anywhere close to the marker as they'll stop him well short of the yellow line. It'll be a gain of 5, and the punt team will now come out on 4th down.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
He'll take it at the 42. An 8-yard return there after a punt of 47. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50, 1st and 10. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. In motion, the tight end.
On play action, here's Williams.
In trouble, and he's taken down.
Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play.
And this is what you've got to do against a quarterback like him. You've got to keep him in the pocket and not let him get to the perimeter, because once he gets outside, that's where he can really hurt you.
Off the play fake, it's Williams. That's complete to his rookie 2nd-round pick.
And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
22 yards there, a 1st down.
Now how about this throw right here? Had to throw it to the left sideline, and you know the timing's got to be correct on this one. Ball's got to be right where it needs to be, and it was. That's because he had great arm strength on that one, able to drive the football. Quarterbacks love it when they can show off their arms.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Play action. Now Williams. That's taken in by Duvernay.
And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 14. 18 yards on that one, and Chicago has the first.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. They'll go play action here with Williams.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's going to be taken down right at the line. No gain on the play. And that will bring up 2nd down.
Here's Williams.
Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19.
Tyree Wilson using that athletic ability to make the play.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down.
To throw, Williams.
And this is going to be incomplete.
You got a young quarterback, maybe that's just an example of a growing pain for him.
I think you're right about that, because when the game starts to move fast and it moves quickly on him, a lot of times they fall back on what they know best, their arm. He's slinging it on this one. Had a wide open target, but didn't have the proper footwork to increase his accuracy.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field.
They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Smith. That's going to be caught. It's Jacoby Myers. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. A handoff as they run the counter play. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. A look there at his numbers on the ground a week ago. Pretty good as he found himself in the end zone on 2 separate occasions.
And those are the most important numbers because no matter what you pile up prior to the goal line, getting in is all that matters. Putting those numbers up on the board, and they love them when they're 6s.
Now throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete. You look at this Bears defense. They were very good in the win over Dallas a week ago.
And I'm eager to see the game plan and trying to attack them this week because when you take it away 4 times through interceptions, do you now decide that I can't throw the ball against this team and try and run it like crazy? Or do you challenge them? This is going to be fun.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Here's Smith. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. On 4th down, A.J. Cole comes on to punt. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. This is taken at about the 14. It's a 47-yard punt, return of 6. And out will come the offense as they take over. Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much because you're right. You get the extra rest. You get a chance to heal up and kind of, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
They run out of the gun with Swift.
And a nice gain there as he'll be taken down just shy of the 20.
5 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation. To the air, Williams.
And he's got his man in stride, complete.
And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Looking to throw. Williams.
Open man is Duvernay.
They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that's going to bring up 2nd down. Back to throw. Williams. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds.
The Bears at 2-1 now to start the campaign, and they move back above 500 with a victory last week.
And you look at their start, a win, a loss, then a win. This might be something we see from them a lot this year because when they're at their best, they can play with anybody. But bringing their best every week, that's been a challenge thus far.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. The Bears with the football. We get set to begin quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 1st and 10.
And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage.
Now a 2nd and 10. Working out of the gun, Williams.
Looking left side, he's got it, complete.
And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 37.
Looking to throw. Williams. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
So it looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
Back to the running game with Swift. And he's going to be close to a first down as he gets this to the Raiders' 28.
Holding offense.
Temporarily out of field goal range now as they come up on a 2nd and long after the holding call. Back to throw. Williams. Throw out wide is incomplete.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make 3rd down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big 3rd down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
And he'll be brought down at the 34, well short of the first down marker. They get 12 yards back, but it still leads to a 4th and long.
This offense really put themselves in a tough spot on 1st and 2nd down, needing long yardage to try and pick up a first down, and they ended up getting a great run. Explosive, picked up nice yardage. You don't expect to be in this situation on 4th down, but guess what? It all started with what happened on 1st and 2nd down, really put them behind the 8 ball.
Well, in a close game like this, obviously you want the touchdown, but certainly they will take the 3.
And they'll be okay with that, but let's throw a little credit to the defense as well. And I'm just glad this doesn't come down to a debate, right? Which side won, partner? Because the defense, hey, we didn't give up a touchdown. The offense, hey, we put 3 on the board. Either way you look at it, I think both sides gained something out of that drive.
The Raiders offense coming back out onto the field. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. Now a play fake, and it's Smith. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it, and it's 2nd down. From the gun, here's Smith. Being chased out left. Fights loose. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for 3rd.
They made a nice effort to stick him with a loss for that play, but it's going to take more than that to keep him from advancing the ball. Should be an entertaining battle anytime he tucks and runs over the second half of this contest.
And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's 4th down. Here's A.J. Cole now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. Fielded at the 20. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Bears offense ready to get going again. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
They'll fake the give. Now Williams. They shakes him, but now he's swallowed up and taken down. Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him. But Charles, this has been something to watch so far. This is where you really feel for a quarterback. He's been running for his life in this first half.
Brandon, that's 5 sacks already, so you know he's got to be saying, can we get some more guys in here to block, please? Because if we don't, we're going to need another quarterback.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. Well, a nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. He's going to float this one deep right side. Deep. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. DeAndre Swift, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And they are able to add on to their advantage. Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, 2nd year in the NFL. And I don't know if last year as a rookie, if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that. So he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the 2nd-year quarterback.
Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And he'll wisely just take a knee here, and this ball will come out to the 30-yard line. The Vegas offense ready for their next possession. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive. Now throw out wide, going to be incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete.
Well, after incompletions on first and second down, it certainly seems like a reflection of what we've seen so far in this game. The defense, quicker to the punch so far. Let's see if they can get something going here on third down.
That is caught. And out across midfield down to the 45.
First connection there of the afternoon for those two, and it's good for a first down.
Yeah, these are the types of plays they're going to need to hit on if they're going to get back into this game. It hasn't been the greatest of first halves, but this is a nice throw here on third down, and they keep the drive going.
Smith now to throw. That's caught by Myers. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. The end result, 21 yards.
And this offense has been a little slow to get going, but some signs of life here in this second quarter. They're moving it pretty good, and that helps the cause as well. Good yardage and another first down.
So the completion good for 6 yards, and it'll be second down.
From the gun, he'll hand this off.
And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. A solid pickup of 12 yards, and now they're knocking on the door.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Here's Mostert.
And he gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4.
This is a critical sequence here for this offense. Things really haven't gone their way so far. This could be their chance to get back into it, but they've got to find a way to punch this ball in.
Now Gino. And he's got it. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. This Bears defense trying to hold on. This is 3rd and goal.
Now a fake on the jet sweep and a give to Mostert.
Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. Now we're going to get a stoppage. Appears to be an injured Bear on the field.
We'll take a break and get a report from Vegas after this.
4th down, and on comes the Raider kicker, Daniel Carlson. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. Carlson able to put this one through. And they will indeed get on the board here, but still trailing. It's now 13-3.
So the third drive's the charm. They are on the board, albeit with just a field goal.
Yeah, 3 points from 3 drives. That's not going to win you a whole lot of football games. Hopefully the fact they were able to move the ball a little bit can wake up their offense.
And no thought of bringing this one out. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll begin the drive at the 30. The Bears offense and Caleb Williams set to go to work once more.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
They get 7 there on the screen. It'll set up a 3rd down.
They'll try and run here with Swift.
And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first.
Holding offense.
The Bears on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 10.
From the shotgun, a throw for Williams. He's got his target. That's complete.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 37-yard line. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get them. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the first down on that run. Don't just ask for them. Show them that you're supposed to get the football. Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
Duvernay in motion.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
What will look like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
Williams from the gun on 3rd down. Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3.
To throw once more, here's Williams. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
Down this close to the goal line, 1st down. Surprised that wasn't a run?
I am, and you know I'm old school. I want to run the ball on 1st down in this situation because 2nd down, that gives me an option of running play action.
Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown. A great effort there. His 1st touchdown on the year. And his guys now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead.
Well, that's just how they drew it up, CD. His first read was there, got it to him quickly, and into the end zone.
Absolutely excellent execution by all involved. And the coordinator, got to give him credit, found the perfect play call. Quarterback let it fly as soon as the target came free, and his guy made a nice catch. Just how you draw it up in practice and then execute it in the game.
So that drive consumes 9 plays all told. And it culminates in a touchdown for Chicago. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here.
And they got to be pleased with this. He brings it all the way up to the 40-yard line. Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field.
Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it. Forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Geno now to throw. No chance to get away there for Smith as he goes down. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts.
So as they talk it over, we step aside.
Now a tough spot for Geno Smith and company after the sack. It's 3rd and long.
Here's a handoff out of the gun.
And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. Now the Bears going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's A.J. Cole now as he's on for the 5th time here today. And they'll get to this and touch it. Looks like, yeah, right at the 15-yard line here.
The Bears offense and running back DeAndre Swift headed back onto the field. And he has been a big component of the passing game so far. You see the numbers for this first half. This defense is going to need to find some way to key in on him because he is eating them up right now. To the sideline and incomplete.
The good signal callers would never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
This now a 3rd and 4. Throwing is Williams. And again back to Komet.
And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
That's a big conversion there on 3rd down because they did not want to give the ball up here late in the half. They'd love to take the clock all the way down and score. This will definitely help the cause.
Throwing again here, Williams.
Over the middle, it's complete. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
From the gun, here's Williams.
And down he goes, brought down a Raider sack.
Here's 3rd and 9. Looking to throw is Williams. And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
That might be the 3rd down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Fielded just inside the 20. A 48-yard punt, 7 on the return.
And it'll be Raiders football, 1st and 10. The Raider offense going to head out now late in this first half. And with a 3-score deficit staring them in the face, they might have to press the issue here and try to get points out of this drive.
Throwing now is Gino. Eluding the pressure right. And they're able to get this one across the 35. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts. A shotgun snap for Smith.
So as they talk it over, we step aside.
So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
Now the Raiders going to burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Now Smith.
He'll get the tight end Bowers involved there. Oh, he's brought down. And remember here, no timeouts left. They got to get to the line quick.
And he spikes it to stop the clock. And now if they choose, they'll have a chance at maybe a long field goal try here just before the break. The kick by Carlson is good, and that will close the gap down to 14. So a big play before the end of the half to get him into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense.
1 second, all that remains.
And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And this will go as a short gain on what will be the final act of this first half. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. More from you and Charles in a bit. But first, time for a look around the NFL to see what's going on here in the late window. We'll get things started up at Ford Field in Detroit, where it was the Lions who were able to come away with the home victory. Jared Goff, excellent in the victory as his guys moved to 3-1 after 4 games. From Motown, let's head across Lake Erie to Buffalo. See what's going on with the Bills. And they were winners in that ball game over the visiting New Orleans Saints. James Cook, well over 100 yards on the ground with 3 touchdown runs. Lastly, let's get to Pittsburgh to check on the Steelers at home in Acrisure Stadium. And they were losers in that one to the visiting Minnesota Vikings. J.J. McCarthy, sharp in the victory as his guys bounce back from a tough start to the year to claim victory number 1.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Set to resume. Here we go with the second half. The Bears holding the lead and ready to receive the kick. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21. The visitors' offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. And I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
Swift going to try up the middle. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds.
Holding. Offense.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line. He'll get 3, but it leaves him with a big hole here on 3rd and very long. To throw, it's Williams. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll get it up a little shy of the 15. They'll spot him down at the 14-yard line. They'll wind up getting just a yard. And that's going to make it 4th down. Here comes the Bears punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. 47-yard punt, a return of 4. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. So here comes the Raiders offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points. They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender, couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
To throw is Smith. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle 3rd. He couldn't catch it. Now 3rd down. Now right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. And that will be incomplete.
Well, this is just a continuation of what we saw in the first half. So much for the fresh start to begin the third quarter. Still off-target throws, no rhythm throwing the football, and obviously no touchdown scored in this game.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And he'll get credit for a punt inside the 20, not by much, but inside the 20 at the 19-yard line. The Bears offense now heading back out onto the field. And as we look back at how we got here, you'll notice a common theme in these highlights. A lot of yardage through the air. The passing game has been sharp right from the outset. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
And a short pickup there as he'll take this up to right around the 20.
After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. And we've got movement. I think this is against the Bears here. Let's find out.
Start offense.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now. 3rd and long.
Here's Williams.
And the throw there going to be incomplete.
That pass knocked away by Eric Stokes.
Well, he certainly thought he had a window to push that ball downfield, but as soon as he released the throw, the corner was there to slam that window shut.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And taken right at the 35. That'll be a 47-yard punt, officially 5 on the return.
And they will take over 1st and 10. The Raiders heading out to take over.
And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
They'll fake it. Now Smith. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack.
Grady Jarrett coming right up the gut. Gets in there for a loss of 9.
What a nice read and play by the defensive tackle. Never bought the play-action fake. Went right for the quarterback and put him on the ground.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19.
In motion left goes Myers.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Smith got the connection here to Bourne. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first.
Here's Smith. And that is incomplete.
Whether that's a little grabbing, a little hand fighting, by any means necessary on 3rd down, he was able to get the job done in the secondary and swat that one away.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away.
The visitors' offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he's been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been totally taken apart, and that is borne out in his numbers. He's been terrific all game long.
The Bears' offense ready to go for their next drive. A little jet sweep to start the drive.
And that is not fooling anyone. He never had a chance to turn the corner there, and they'll go backwards right away. That's the danger, Charles, of running plays like this for your wide receiver. They can hit big or they can be duds.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that, because if they're forced to try and go around defenders behind the line of scrimmage, sometimes you can give yardage in order to gain it. But in this case, they gave yardage and didn't get it back.
Here comes 3rd down and 7. To the air, Williams.
Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
And those two just have been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. And it's fielded at the 34. A 46-yard punt, 4-yard return. The Raider offense now making their way toward the huddle. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. Here's Smith. Oh, and that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a third down. Out of the gun, Smith. And, oh, that's going to wind up incomplete. Nearly their first pick of the game, but it does bring up fourth down.
Looks like another empty possession offensively. And you're at that point in the game where you can't afford too many more of these. So this is going to require some heavy thinking on the sideline to figure out what they can do to crack this defense.
This is taken around the 12. An 8-yard return there after a punt of 47. And the Bears take over. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field.
These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
And he'll find some space up to about the 25. 8 yards on the run, and that cuts this down to a 3rd and about 5.
To throw, Williams.
Now they go screen. It's complete. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
For as many sacks as this defense has, you can understand their willingness to try and get upfield and get another. So what a really smart play call here to use their aggression against them, go with the screen, and they're able to get the first down.
A first carry now. This is Johnson. Oh, able to avoid him. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. That's good for 21 yards and a first down.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
As he's got this down inside the 40 to the 39. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard.
Now a give right side, Swift.
And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. Move the chains. A gain of 7 on 3rd down.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. Over the middle into traffic, and that's complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
Moore, the man in motion.
Working out of the gun, Williams. A slant pass complete to Swift. And the Bears are going to have a 1st and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he put up a good fight, but he's going to be taken down behind the line of scrimmage. Now it looks like we've got a Raider here, slow to get up.
We'll take a break and get a report from Vegas after this.
Now from the 7, here's 2nd and goal. And they'll keep leaning on the running game, back to the ground. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6.
A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. They'll look to throw for it with Williams.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears.
Rome Odunze
from 6 yards away.
And the Bears are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this 3rd quarter.
A nice throw there by the 2nd-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to his second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away.
And able to get this out to the 25. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. And really, Charles, not much of a surprise that they're losing. They just haven't been able to get much of anything going in the pass game. And as you well know, in today's NFL, if the passing game isn't working, usually not much else is working either.
You're exactly right about that, partner. And I know that right now the easy answer would be, hey, let's run the football. But that might not be everything you need. So despite the fact that they've struggled throwing it, they've got to find some type of a play, multiple plays, that puts the ball in the air and allows for them to have some success.
Back now in Las Vegas. Welcome back, everybody. Smith. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now Gino. He's going to loft it deep right sideline. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
And they're at the point of the ball game now where they've got to take some chances. They've got to put the ball in the air and just see what happens. But this defense knows that all too well.
Short throw caught by Bowers.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A couple of first downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on first down. From the gun, here's Smith. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack.
Andrew Billings. What a play by him. That's going to go as a loss of 13.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw up a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Back to throw, Smith.
The throwing left sideline there, but it's incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds.
A real letdown defensively. That was 3rd and a bundle, but they allow the conversion. A 3-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield.
Yeah, and we know in this league, a loss is a loss, and no one wants anything to count as a moral victory or, boy, something that feels a little bit cheap. But if they trim that lead down to just 2 scores, that's still a benefit to this squad.
23 yards on the tuck and run.
Has not been a big game for him throwing the football. I think he feels like, let's try something different. Let's use the legs here and see if we can make some plays.
And no passing touchdowns, yardage not where he would like it. Try something new. It worked there. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Here's a 2nd and 5. A run with Mostert up the middle.
And he's going to get about 4 down inside the 10 to the 9.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
From the gun on 3rd down, Smith. And this is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. Kendrick Bourne, a 9-yard touchdown grab.
And the Raiders are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter. So a little bit of a letdown there defensively. I mean, look, you're still 2 scores to the good, CD, but things may be a little more uncomfortable than they had hoped.
Yeah, if you'd kept them out of the end zone there, this game's over. You've locked the door on them. Instead, it's still open a little bit, and they've got a puncher's chance.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead will be cut down to 14. On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. So now out comes this offense led by their quarterback as they take over once more. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been that successful. He just processes things so quickly and makes a right read seemingly every time. And that to the 30. It'll be second down.
Good push from the offensive line, and they've done well so far to build this lead. Now they've got to get things to the finish line, and that's a solid pickup there to begin the drive.
And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
And this is the worry, because sometimes you can get a little too predictable in spots like this. You know you're going to run the ball, but they know you're going to run the ball as well. And now you look up, and you're staring at an important third down.
And Swift is not going to get there as they stop him short of the yellow line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
I think it's pretty evident we can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. It's a net of 40 there. Punt of 48 and a return of 8. And out will come the offense as they take over. Las Vegas's offense back out there ready to go. And they have had problems getting the running game in gear as we look through some of their attempts from earlier. They have just not been able to match the physicality that this defense has shown, and their lack of success on the ground is a direct reflection of that. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news, but this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner. And they work this well upfield across the 45. And a nice gain of 21 yards. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Smith. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete. He started out having some troubles back in the first half connecting with his receivers. Really hasn't gotten a whole lot better.
Yeah, he's at less than 50%, and you and I both know that just won't do. So I would think about spreading things out, putting it on the receivers, make them win those one-on-one battles on the perimeter and find their way open.
And that almost their first INT of the ball game. Had his sights on it, but he couldn't seal the deal. Throwing is Smith. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A first down, a 16-yard gain.
He certainly isn't looking at the scoreboard out there, because to me, all he's concerned about is analyzing the field and making most of the time left in this game. Deficit's still there, but he's starting to hit them with some big plays.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Geno now to throw. Short throw caught by Bowers and brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays. Smith now to throw. And that's going to be caught for a Raider touchdown. Tyler Boyd, 23 yards for the touchdown. And the Raiders have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. So they get the score, partner. Game's not over, but they still need some help here.
Agreed, they definitely need some help, but they took care of the first part by scoring themselves.
Geno's going to throw. And no, it falls incomplete. So the 2-point conversion, no good. So unable to throw it in for 2 from the 2. Let me ask you, as a former DB, what changes there around the goal line on a 2-point conversion as far as how you're defending it?
You just make sure you never back up and you never retreat. You establish yourself really on the line of scrimmage, put your heels on the goal line at worst, and if they're going to throw the ball, make them throw it over your head, because they're going to run out of space because of the back of the end zone. Never let a guy catch one in front of you.
And now the Bears coming out as they get ready.
Their lead back down to one score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Swift to start the drive.
And ultimately, this won't go for much, maybe a couple, but boy, he showed off that make-you-miss ability that certainly is in his arsenal. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
Throwing is Williams. And that's out to the flat for Swift.
So the completion good for 7 there. And 3rd and 1 now.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
On 3rd down, they'll try and pick it up with a counter. And he's going to go backward. They get him behind the line. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
Oh, what a great job defensively to stack things up. They were committed to stopping the run. They knew it was coming. And now it looks like they should get the football back as they force an important 3 and out.
A punt of 46, a return of 5.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
The Raiders offense now, they trot back out.
And it feels like the momentum has shifted. They scored, then their defense forces that last punt. And now a chance to tie the game on this possession.
Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call.
Offense.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Now Smith. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. They get 14 yards, but not enough for the first down due to the previous penalty. Now it's Smith.
That's swung out to Mostert.
Just a gain of a couple there. And that'll bring us to a 3rd and 4.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
Now Smith. Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll get him a new set of downs.
If they get a game-changing score on this drive, it's going to be because of plays like that. That run was pure heart. Took it himself, found a way to reset the downs, and advance the ball.
Throwing now is Geno. No chance to get away there for Smith as he goes down.
Montez Sweat able to record his 5th sack of the season.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback, he's not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game.
So it's Raider football as we get you reset.
They'll come up now. This is 2nd and long.
Looking to throw. Smith. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete.
And he can only manage to take this thing to the 38, well shy of the first down.
The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they stop it prior to what will be an important 4th down.
4th down, 10 yards to go. Smith's going to throw it.
That is caught. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
Plenty of time and 2 timeouts still at their disposal. 1st and 10 here. Smith to throw.
Going to throw deep for the end zone. And this one is incomplete.
Partner, they've been aggressive, airing it out all game long, and no better evidence than those last 2 snaps. They weren't going to beat this coverage, though, 2 plays in a row, and that one falls incomplete.
Smith.
That's into the hands of his tight end, Bowers.
And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7.
Here's Smith.
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down.
Second down, goal to go.
Smith now to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Smith.
He'll get the tight end Bowers involved there. The decision made for them. They've got to go. It's fourth down.
Here we go on fourth. Smith. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They can't hook up here on the fourth down pass attempt, and this long drive is going to wind up yielding nothing. Well, their first fourth down attempt earlier was successful. This one backfires for a turnover on downs.
I like their aggressiveness. I like what they're doing. They got it the first time they went for it. Why not a second time? I don't think they'll be daunted from attempting it again. If you're on the defensive side of the ball, though, any fourth down stop is a big momentum play.
Well, you really can't ask for much more than what we just had here. Not only a close game that went down to the wire, Charles, but a clean one, too. No turnovers in this contest.
And I think you're exactly right about that. To me, this is just a pair of offenses trying to find the slightest bit of separation from each other, and they were both hoping that the other side would make the big mistake first. But today, neither side made that mistake. And what we got, a very entertaining game throughout.
So for the Bears, they're on a nice early roll as they move to 3-1 with a win here. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again.
Meanwhile, for Las Vegas,
they'll drop down to 1-3. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to Indianapolis to take on the Colts. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.